Released in 1994 and directed by Robert Zemeckis, Forrest Gump masterfully blends fiction with historical events, where Tom Hanks delivers a legendary performance as we journey through Forrest's life from the football fields of Alabama to the Vietnam War and that famous bench where it all began. As always, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of this Oscar-winning gem and uncover how this timeless tale still runs deep in our hearts even after 30 years. We begin with one of the most iconic visuals in this film, Forrest Gump's charming white wooden house. But did you know that that beautiful house wasn't real at all? The production crew constructed it temporarily in the Beaufort area of South Carolina just for the film. After filming wrapped up, the set was completely dismantled, and today there's nothing left. No tourist site, no memorial, just a memory in cinema history. While the exterior was built on location, the interiors were shot on a separate soundstage. So everything you see inside the house, from the living room to Forrest's bedroom, was part of a controlled indoor setup. Next is a peaceful, heartfelt scene which shows Forrest sitting by the riverbank as his mother imparts one of her many life lessons. On screen, it feels like a calm, simple conversation, but behind the scenes, this was a carefully orchestrated moment. Camera setups, lighting changes, and ambient sound recording, every detail had to be perfect. What seemed serene was the result of intense planning and multiple takes to maintain the emotional flow while handling outdoor lighting challenges. Now let's talk about the dense jungle of Vietnam shown in the movie. When Forrest, Bubba, and Lieutenant Dan are shown deep in the jungles of Vietnam, it looks incredibly authentic, but you might be surprised to know that the dense jungles of Vietnam weren't shot in Southeast Asia at all. Instead, the filmmakers used Fripp Island and Hunting Island State Park in South Carolina. To create a believable tropical setting, the crew imported multiple palmetto trees and layers of tropical foliage, transforming the American landscape into what looked like war-torn Vietnam. The illusion was flawless thanks to practical effects, smart camera angles, and natural lighting. One of the film's most intense sequences is when Forrest rescues Bubba during an airstrike. This dramatic moment combines stunt doubles, practical explosions, and wire support rigs for safety and realism. First, stunt doubles were used to shoot wide action shots, making the visual effects easier to composite. Then, Tom Hanks and Mike Kelty Williamson shot their scene, with Mike Kelty supported by hidden wire rigs to simulate being carried. The blasts shown in the scene weren't CGI, they were real controlled explosions. The production team hid squids and gasoline lines underground, rigging the jungle with fireball setups. Explosions were filmed separately and composited with actor shots. The only digital additions: background jet fighters and napalm canisters. Remember the scene where it seems to rain forever from every direction? Well, that wasn't nature, it was all movie magic. To achieve that dynamic rainfall, the crew used high-pressure rain rigs capable of simulating vertical, diagonal, and even horizontal rainfall. Everything, including the rain, the mud, and the wet uniforms, was meticulously designed. Shooting on slippery, rain-soaked terrain added layers of difficulty. Any misstep meant retakes, cleanup, and hours lost. It was a technical nightmare, but on screen, absolute brilliance. After the war, Forrest fulfills his promise to Bubba by buying a shrimp boat. And yes, those water scenes were completely real. Forrest and Lieutenant Dan's shrimp boat moments were filmed on actual water using a real vessel. What's even cooler is that the fictional business Bubba Gump Shrimp Co. became a real-world restaurant chain in 1996. Today, you can dine there in cities all over the USA. When Forrest struggles to catch shrimp, he turns to faith and visits a church to pray. Though a rather short scene, it was nonetheless treated with care. The church interior was shot with natural lighting and minimal extras to create an authentic, humble feel. Simple moments like these required extensive rehearsal to match the quiet emotion of the story. In this behind-the-scenes video clip, we see Jenny and Forrest together. Although I don't exactly remember which scene this is from, what stands out especially is the dedication of the crew. For this soft, emotional moment, the camera was mounted on a dolly track to ensure smooth, slow movement. A crew member followed the actors with a white reflector to keep the lighting soft and focused. Even the most delicate moments were treated with technical precision. A standout moment in the film is Forrest's appearance on the Dick Cavitt show, where he, quote, meets John Lennon. This scene is a technical masterpiece. The original 1971 footage of Dick Cavitt and John Lennon was altered. Yuki Ono and Lennon were digitally removed, and Tom Hanks was inserted in their place. Lennon's lines like "no possessions" and "no religion" were taken from his famous song Imagine and edited to fit the interview. Lennon's voice was recreated by impersonator Joe Stefanelli, who dubbed the lines to match the newly crafted visuals. The result? A seamless blend of history and fiction. One of the most iconic and quirky moments is Forrest mastering ping pong. But this behind-the-scenes video reveals that there was no actual ball on the set. For the scenes of ping pong, Tom Hanks and his co-stars mimicked the movements, swinging their patties at empty air. The ping pong ball was completely CGI, which was later added in post-production with precise tracking and shadows to make it feel real. Finally, we return to where it all began. Forrest sitting at the bus stop telling his life story. This unforgettable scene was filmed at Chippewa Square in Savannah, Georgia. A bench was temporarily installed for filming, and traffic around the square was reversed to allow bus doors to open toward the bench side. Tom Hanks delivered the entire 13-page monologue live on set across 1.5 days of shooting. Every passerby, every reaction, every detail carefully planned and rehearsed. The scene is simple, yet its emotional depth and technical execution made it cinematic gold. And that wraps up our deep dive into the making of Forrest Gump. From practical effects and camera wizardry to heartfelt performances and historical blending, Forrest Gump isn't just a film, it's a legacy crafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of heart. If you'd like breakdowns of more scenes or other iconic films like this one, just let me know in the comments down below.